Hey makers, it's Kathy Milligan again from the Glass Studio. We're going to continue our conversation about earrings. So last time we made earrings with bald head pins and also plain wire that were very simple, little shepherd's hook kind of French wire thing. So today we're going to make wire wrapped earring wires. They're more permanent and they wrap directly around an object, or in the case of this little bead here, their little wire wrappedness, and this piece of fused glass, and these lovely hoops, and even these big giant guys here, which are a little heavy, I have to say. I'm going to revisit those as pendants. So what we're going to do is I'm going to work with these blue guys right here. I love them. I love this shape. I don't want to say it's my new favorite shape because I have so many new favorites in this whole earring game that I'm playing. I'm trying to make 100 pairs of earrings by the end of the month. Go me. Okay, so back to what we're going to do. We're going to be doing a nice little wire wrapping project here. And this is where I'm going to use the round nose pliers with the fixed shanks here. And I'm going to use the smaller of the two to make the loops that will go around these guys here. So, as I said in the last video, I like to work with the two pieces at the same time. So I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to cut, and I'm going to cut a little extra. I'd rather have a little extra. I do save all my extra, and in another video I'll show you what we can do with all your scrap silver. So again, I want to do this simultaneously, so I'm going to cut them exactly the same length.
How long?
This is, I'm going to say this is about 3 inches, maybe almost 4 inches. I am giving myself room for a large loop. You have to keep this in consideration because the earrings that are attached to the little bumpy beads, they have a small, just a normal wire wrap loop like you would do if you're, say, making a chain or, or earrings like that. Here I have to compensate, and so I'm holding them together, and I figure out which way they go in. So they're going to go in here, and I'm giving myself enough room for the loop and enough room for the wrap, and then enough room for what goes through your ears. Although they will be trimmed, I'm sure, because they probably won't be that long. So.
And what's the gauge of this wire?
This is 20 gauge. Oh my God, last video I forgot to say that. 20 gauge is the most comfortable ear wire I find out there. You can go a little bit smaller to 22. 24 is way too thin, and 18 is a little big, but some people like that. Okay, back to this. So here I have them held together. They're inside the jaws here. I'm gonna roll towards me. I'm gonna use my finger to complete that loop. Can you see? Okay, cool. But then I'm gonna open it back up because I need to be able to thread the glass on there. So done at the same time, they should match. Okay, so now I take my loop, thread it on. I've got sufficient place, and I'm gonna actually take my small round nose pliers, and I'm going to start the process of wrapping. So I started it with my fingers. Your fingers are fabulous tools. And then I take my chain nose pliers and wrap around. I pull with the end of the, squeeze it together. I don't take the wire from the area close to the coil. Okay, so that's about as much wrap as I want. I'm going to squeeze it down a little bit more. You getting all that okay?
Sure am.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to trim it, and then just squeeze that down. And then I'm going to put this guy aside, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Thread, hold, start with a finger. It's always good to see these things in rapid fire succession. Alright, this one's wrapping a little bit better than the last one. Oh, we'll squeeze again. Squeeze them together, come on, don't fight me. And then a trim. Always trim down, especially if there's someone else in the room. Just a little safety tip there. Okay, so, you know, if you wanted to, at this point, you could put some beads up here, do another loop, and have a pendant. But we're not doing that today. And again, with the simultaneous thing, all right, so I want to line these up, and I want to get them in. Can you see? And I want them to be the same, at the same point before I wrap over.
You're using the larger.
No, I'm
circle?
I'm going with the smaller one
Smaller
of
one?
the two. The larger one is too hoopy for these. Although for some people they may like that. So here they are. Oh my God, look at the tails on there. I did overestimate. You probably could take an inch off. But you know, honestly, I do like to work with more wire. And since I always use whatever's left over,
Nothing goes to waste.
nothing goes to waste. Okay, so I'm going to trim them
Together?
together so they match. Whoops. There I go, not doing what I did. Do as I say, not as I do. And ba-boom, we've got earrings. Of course, you need to file the ends there before you go putting them in your ears. And let's see, let's trim this. I'm gonna just hold them up because I haven't filed them yet. How do they look?
Awesome.
Are they gorgeous?
They're
I love
gorgeous.
this blue.
That's a great shape, Kathy. What are you going to make next time?
So next time we're gonna work with wire, making this shape. And this is super, super easy, and you can put them onto any head pins. So that's our little conversation, continued conversation on earrings. And subscribe. Check out my Etsy store, beadbrains.etsy.com. Check out my website, theglassstudio.net. You can find some of these items that you're seeing here in my Etsy store, like these new guys. And go make something.